Welcome to 1 Minute What the Hell. Alright, so we're playing the Virtual Boy once again. This one has, here we are, the Virtual Boy introduction. And of course the automatic pause option, we're going to turn that off. And we're going to be playing 3D Tetris on the Virtual Boy. Never played this game at all. It's going to be interesting. It looks like we have some type of a 3D introduction right here. And we have the Tetris title screen with a big 3D on top. The center fill, 3D Tetris, or a puzzle. So I guess we're gonna just try 3D Tetris and see how it is. Just like normal Tetris, you can change the level. Okay, this looks a little confusing. I never played this before. Okay, so apparently the L trigger changes your view, while the right trigger drops the block down, and the secondary D-pad switches the blocks around for you. As much confusing as it is, it's actually very much playable, and it actually makes sense. So I guess if you fill the field on the bottom right here, we'll see if it works. And I believe that, yep, that eliminates that. I imagine if you're playing this on the Virtual Boy itself, it probably looks a lot nicer with the 3D effects. Even without the 3D effects, it's very much playable. Actually pretty cool. I must say that I do like the gamepad on the Virtual Boy. It was always one of my favorite gamepads that Nintendo created, besides the GameCube gamepad. For the Virtual Boy, it was perfect. As most people already know, the Virtual Boy failed. And it wasn't because of the hardware itself, or it wasn't because it was flawed. It was just because of a bad reputation it had. So the game itself is pretty much that's it. It's basic. It's Tetris in 3D, as what the title says. It lives up to its name. If you guys do like Tetris, of course this game might be exactly what you're looking for. Of course, you might not like 3D Tetris if you're a fan of regular Tetris, like I am. But it turns out this game is actually not that bad. It's actually pretty cool. Now if you have a Virtual Boy, there's a very, very small library of games, so if you ever run into this game, why not just buy it? Just to have in your collection. It's pretty cool. So here we are once again with the Virtual Boy title screen. Introduction, whatever you want to call it. And of course the option to automatically pause the game, just in case you start compulsing. Yeah, once again we get a very nice 3D elaborate Virtual Boy introduction for Bomberman's Panic Bomber. It almost resembles something that's on Super Nintendo, but with Game Boy graphics. Now, according to what I read, I believe that the Virtual Boy had a processor that was almost as powerful as the Super Nintendo. And this right here is the main menu. This game actually has an option menu. You can edit the contrast and boss battles. Skull, I guess happens to be a difficulty. I'm not sure what the hell that is. This appears to be some type of a Tetris type game. I might have had this game back in the day when I had Virtual Boy, but I don't quite remember if I did or not. So I know I had like 3 games. I had Mario Tennis, I had Wario Land, I had one more other game, and this one might have been the other game I had. But at the time I did not play this game that much at all. Wario Land was my favorite game on the Virtual Boy. This game pretty much you match 3 and then they eliminate themselves. As you can see there, you can also get bombs to actually blow your characters off the map. As you can see here, you can get bombs that can actually help you with your Tetris style game blow all your pieces off the map. Looks like the computer on the right side is playing very, very poorly. I would say most of all it probably resembles Columns on the Sega Genesis. These type of games are more, in my opinion, better for like TV consoles or handheld consoles themselves, like Game Boy. The Virtual Boy really did not really take advantage of this game. Of course, they had 3D backgrounds, so in the background you did have that extra layer of 3D. And the game's not bad at all, but it's definitely not one of the most impressive Virtual Boy games. Nonetheless, the game's actually good, though. If you do have a Virtual Boy, and you do plan on collecting Virtual Boy games, if you don't already have it, I would strongly recommend the game because it's one of the few puzzle games on the Virtual Boy. And it just happens to be a pretty good one at that, but again, it's just one of those genres where it just doesn't really benefit playing on the Virtual Boy. It has nice 3D effects, though.